In the darkest corners of the Gulf of Mexico, where the waters whispered of hidden dangers and the mist clung to the air like ghostly fingers, there sailed a ship that struck terror into the hearts of even the bravest sailors. This ship was known as the Moose, and its captain, a mysterious figure draped in tattered sails and shadows, was whispered about in hushed tones across coastal towns. Legend spoke of a man named Captain Max Lesnak, a wealthy and once fearsome pirate from the 1700s who had embraced the dark arts to achieve power beyond mortal comprehension. His ship, the Moose, was said to be cursed, its sails woven from the souls of unfortunate sailors who had crossed Lesnak's path during his days as a plunderer of the seas. One moonless night, a lone fishing vessel sailed the quiet Gulf waters, its crew unaware of the impending doom that lurked in the shadows. As the clock struck midnight, a dense fog enveloped the ship, and the crew heard the eerie creaking of old wood and the ghostly whisper of the wind. Suddenly, the Moose materialized from the mist, its skeletal frame emerging like a phantom from the abyss. The ghostly glow of the ship's spectral lanterns illuminated the deck, revealing the ghastly crew of skeletal pirates, their eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. The terrified fishermen watched in horror as Captain Max Lesnak, a once wealthy pirate now reduced to a skeletal figure draped in tattered remnants of his former captain's attire, stepped onto their ship. His skeletal hand clutched a compass that pointed to an unholy destination known only to those condemned to the underworld. Lesnak spoke in a voice that echoed through the nightmares of those who heard it, commanding the fishermen to sail with him to the accursed Isle of Shadows. The alternative, he hissed, was to join the ranks of his skeletal crew and haunt the Gulf for all eternity. Unable to resist the supernatural pull of the Moose, the fishermen succumbed to the will of Captain Lesnak. The ghostly ship sailed through the haunted waters, disappearing into the abyss, leaving behind only the chilling echoes of the cursed laughter that danced on the waves. From that night forward, tales spread of the phantom captain of the Gulf, Captain Max Lesnak, and his cursed ship, the Moose, a spectral vessel condemned to sail the seas in search of lost souls to join its skeletal crew. Those who dared to venture into the mist-shrouded waters spoke of a distant glow, the haunted lanterns of the Moose, a warning to all who sailed the gulf of the malevolent force that lingered beneath the waves. In the coastal village of Maris Bay, tales of Captain Max Lesnak and his cursed ship, the Moose, lingered like a haunting melody. Among the curious and daring villagers was Elaine, a young sailor with a heart full of adventure and a thirst for uncovering the mysteries that veiled the Gulf of Mexico. On a stormy night, as thunder roared and waves crashed against the cliffs, Elaine assembled a small crew determined to explore the ghostly legend that had gripped the region for generations. Armed with ancient maps and the whispered tales of the elders, they set sail to seek out the Moose and the dreaded Isle of Shadows. Navigating through the turbulent waters, the ghostly ship emerged from the mist, its skeletal crew casting an eerie glow in the moonless darkness. Captain Lesnak, draped in tattered sails and shadows, surveyed the intruders with hollow eyes. Undaunted by the spectral presence, Elaine boldly approached Captain Lesnak and spoke of legends that hinted at a chance for redemption. The prospect of breaking free from the curse that bound him intrigued the once wealthy pirate, and he agreed to guide Elaine and her crew to the Isle of Shadows. The journey was perilous, with the Moose navigating through treacherous channels and haunted waters. Yet, amidst the ghostly atmosphere, Elaine sensed a glimmer of humanity within Captain Lesnak, a flicker of remorse for the deeds that had condemned him to a spectral existence. Upon reaching the Isle of Shadows, the crew unearthed the cursed treasure, a chest pulsating with dark enchantments. Elaine, guided by ancient wisdom passed down through generations, performed a ritual to break the curse that held Captain Lesnak and the moose in the clutches of the supernatural. As the ritual unfolded, a spectral light enveloped the captain and his ship. The ethereal glow expanded, illuminating the Isle of Shadows with an otherworldly brilliance. The once-tainted treasure shimmered with newfound purity. In that moment, the ghostly crew of the Moose found release, their skeletal forms dissipating into the winds. Captain Lesnak, freed from the shackles of his cursed existence, looked at Elaine with gratitude in his hollow eyes before vanishing into the light. The once ghostly ship, the Moose, now restored to its former glory, sailed away from the Isle of Shadows. The haunting echoes of laughter transformed into a melodic farewell, a serenade that faded into the night. Elaine and her crew, witnesses to the redemption of Captain Max Lesnak, returned to Maris Bay with tales of a ghostly captain finding peace in the embrace of spectral seas. The legend of the Moose took a new turn, a story of redemption and the transformative power of breaking the chains that bind even the most accursed souls. And thus, Elaine became the harbinger of a tale that would be whispered around coastal firesides for generations to come.